Hi, I'm Rivas, and today I'm sharing with you all an Infinity Conquest, which I completed using the Sarah tech list, which I shared earlier in the week. This is a list, I'll just briefly go over it, that utilizes the Sarah tech package of Sarah, Zabi, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Killmonger, and Shadow King, on top of just a solid stats package of Lizard, Maximus, Gladiator, Miss Marvel, and Legion. Legion and Mobius both providing this little bit of extra tech, but definitely both being more meta dependent than the other cards on the list. You could lump Shadow King in here as well, but I think Shadow King is kind of a free roll as just a solid 2 that doesn't really conflict with too much. While Mobius and Legion are a little bit more expensive to put in the deck, Mobius does make the Loki matchup playable, so I do think he is super important. Legion is more for the Shinnot matchup. I think he's really crucial there because you do struggle in that matchup otherwise. If that's a deck that usually runs Leech as well, or runs Moon Girl and Dash's Priority, so your tech cards are basically useless outside of Mobius. So I do think Legion is super crucial here. It's a card that I often see people replace with like Doctor Doom and stuff, but I really don't think you can afford to. I think if you're going to cut Legion, you need to put in Scarlet Witch maybe over the Shadow King and put in another decently statted card. But yeah, this is a list that still very much holds up for Infinity Conquest, just like it held up for Gold Conquest. It has tools to beat everything. There's really no bad matchup that I found. The previous bad matchup for Sarah used to be Lockdown, but actually our game 5 is against Lockdown here, and you'll get to see this deck basically dismantles Lockdown if you have any sort of reasonable draw, because we are also running this Miss Marvel, extremely powerful card. We're running Gladiator and Maximus and Lizard, so we can contest all these Lockdown locations at the same rate, if not better than the Lockdown decks. On top of that, I have Killmonger, which is dealing with all these pesky Nebulas and Sunspots that Lockdown likes to use. And we have Legion in case we do lose the Lockdown location. We can get into it later, and we can like Shang-Chi Sentry if maybe that's what they put in there and they beat us with. And yeah, it's just the flexibility of dropping Prio or taking Prio if we need it versus like an Alioth deck. I think it's just super important and super flexible. And yeah, I mean, feel free to ask questions about it in the comments. Definitely like and subscribe, and I'll let you enjoy the games and check them out for yourselves. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. So the other option is to go like this. Alright, let's try it. You know what? We're Legion Brains. We'll do the weird play. Okay, if they're destroying on the right, do I get there? If they have 2 destroys, I always lose. Actually, it depends what kind of destroys they are. Right, if it's a Venom, I'm in a better spot. The Carnage will die here. And then I need whatever here. Okay, perfect. I needed this to not be, even if it was a Venom, I would have had enough. So they win mid, but I win the side lanes. Which is perfect. Just how we drew it up. Yeah, Maximus would have felt a lot safer over here. Alright, yeah, so it appears to be like a Destroy Nimrod deck. I'm not sure if I have to worry about death in there, but it will be something I think about. DC here doesn't really do much for us unless I Enchantress something, so I will leave this open for a Lizard potentially. Might even throw a Mobius in there since it's not useful on the last turn. But I will Sabu somewhere else. I still can't get over the Angel, honestly. But Rickety is really good for them. I definitely will leave if they snap on me here. That being said, I can get rid of the Rickety eventually. One thing to note too is Gladiator is pretty bad in the Destroy matchup. or at least a Nimrod matchup. It's like it's Sabertooth and Nimrod, which are not very played cards, but my opponent does have them in their deck. Yeah, Mobius is really good versus their death. If that's something in their deck. They are sure taking their time here. Not really sure what to feel. Feel my thoughts. I was reading through some comments video about what to fill kind of this empty space, and one of the comments was I should talk about the meta a little bit, so I did take a look at the meta report for Infinity Conquest to see what people were playing, but it was kind of empty. It was the top decks were, as far as play rate, were this is really good for them by the way. Loki and Shinot, pretty much as I would expect. But it was too early, the data was too early to tell what were really the best decks. Like the highest win rate deck was actually this deck, Migration, but the games were like 28. It's obviously not a very high sample size. Alright, now I'm confused if they're just passing or what is going on here. Are they just gonna go Nimrod here? You can tell they're not DC'd because there's a wait time. Like there's varying wait times. Oh, okay, maybe. Alright, never mind. Alright, so it looks like we just took that game in one game. See you in the next one. Alright, we are getting into the second game of our Infinity Conquest with Sarah Control. This time we are up against M, who is playing a non-Thanos deck. Let's see if we can figure out what it is early on. Nova means it's either Destroy or Silver Surfer. Could be either at this point. 2-drop, yeah, Destroy. Alright. Back-to-back Destroy, definitely one of the more popular decks in general in Conquest, but generally not one of the stronger performing. Mobius is pretty good here, turns off Titan and their death. That being said, I really do want to see some of my more powerful cards like Sarah here before I do anything crazy like snapping. I have a pretty strong opener. That being said, Nova is only buffing the Deathlock. Their Knull is 3 power if they have it. Debating if I should miss Marvel this turn or play out this Zabu so I can get some value on the Shan and Enchantress. Zabu's better if I think I am top decking Sarah. Otherwise, Miss Marvel is usually better. His issue is to pair with Zabu's is Colossus, and then next turn I don't have a 2-drop to pair with it. So I think I just go for the Miss Marvel this turn. See a Nick Fury that is hard run in their deck, so likely a low collection level player. A bit scary because now there's a bunch of 6-drops that they have, and I am unaware of what the possibilities are for that. Instead, we're just going to go for a Gladiator here. I suppose we're just going to maintain priority. This will put me up to 12 here, assuming I don't pull something greater than 8 power from the deck. Then I have maybe a Maximus and an Enchantress for the final turn. I think I'll stick with the Sabu mid, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to snap here unless I have a really weak turn. I am missing some of my good cards. I really do think that Winter Soldier Deathlock is super scary over there. If you wanted to be aggressive, you could probably get away with snapping here. They are taking their time though. Okay, they play on the right. Let's see what we pull here. Pull a Yondu, which snipes my Legion. That's completely fine, honestly. They're playing a Black Bolt Stature list. Intriguing. Alright. Not gonna lie, I have no idea what their plan is here. Maybe a Doctor Doom is what I should watch out for. Around Doctor Doom and Heimdall, I think. So in order to do that, it's gonna look something like this. Put them down to 11, me to 15. Oh, that's not enough, right? This here. This here, this here. Don't think I snap here. I believe they'll leave if I do. Really not sure what's in this person's deck. They play on the right. Play a Knull. Which we do beat on tiebreaker. Alright. That Knull was randomly generated. It's not actually in their deck. Very intriguing. Rickety Bridge is good for them because they do run a Bucky. And they do have destroy cards. My hand is relatively good. I can Legion away this. If I get a Mobius, I'm in a really good spot as well. Even early Mobius, or early Legion. If I get a Mobius, I can snap because then I can snap Legion, the Elysium, just have free cards. Superflow means I can even Legion this turn. I think with Nick Fury, I definitely don't want to give them more Elysiums. So I might just Legion the Superflow here. And then I can follow up with Sarah since I'll have an extra mana from over here. Yeah, you'll notice I'm a lot more passive when I play against decks I have no clue what's in them. If you watch a lot of my videos, you might notice I snap certain decks a lot if I know what's in them. But you'll notice I play a lot. You might notice I play a lot more passive versus just stuff that I have no clue. And I think this qualifies. A Shadow King would be much appreciated here. That being said, I can't Shaw in the middle, and I will snap if that. I think that will win me the game. I don't have much power to put on the board. We're missing our Gladiator. Ideally, we draw a Gladiator, Miss Marvel, or Shadow King here. Not the Mobius. Everything but Gladiator and Miss Marvel are both just a ton of stats. Shadow King is a good way to counter a few different cards here. They just played a Sean naked onto my Legion. I think that will warrant a snap here for me. Winning every lane. Gladiator pulls something too big. Okay, I should play Gladiator first in case we're pulling out their Knull. Yes. Let's see if I can get a few cubes here. Oh! I thought it was the final turn, I'm not gonna lie. I should have held this Maximus for sure. It only gives him one draw, but definitely it was not worth playing out all these cards here. Also, I ruined my Miss Marvel if I top deck it. Okay. Thankfully I did not. And now they're likely to retreat. Alright, I do need to pay attention to what turn it is. Yeah, because I played out the Sarah turn early, that messed up my internal clock of what turn it was. It might have still been right to snap, likely, but it definitely was not right to play out these two and Gladiator. So now likely they can't win with their hand, right? Yeah. So I luckily threw away a few cubes there. I think they would have stayed in if I didn't show my hand here so much. Like, depending on what my mana count was, I could have even just played Gladiator only. Might have been the play. Oh, sorry. Warming up. It's only round 2. Okay, they do kill my Sean this time. A little bit spooky. We do have the ability to end the game on turn 5 if we want to. Something that we might do with Miss Marvel. Actually, maybe I should have considered playing out the Sabu on the right or left here instead. For that reason. I could guarantee the hits. Get Carnage here, pretty strong Carnage. I really want a Shadow King for over there. It's only 12 here, so not even really worth playing out. I could play it mid if I'm really going all in on this Legion stuff. I don't think I will. I think I'll likely just go with Sarah. And hope for a Shadow King for over here. Do play out an early death. Which does mean Sarah loses me middle. Which I don't really want to do. This means I lose if they play even 2 power middle. Not the ideal scenario to be in. I could just Legion right here. And open up the vault. I just don't know how I'm ever winning there, I guess. Maybe I can get Shadow King for over here, right? Man, they've just been hard running stature on 5. Don't know why. Plus this is 7 plus 4 plus 5. It's 11, 14. Only ties here. I think I have to leave, unfortunately. Just don't have enough stats to put on the board. No way to deal with the middle, right? If I'd gotten Shadow King, I could go like Shadow King Gladiator, and that likely would have been enough. There he is. And there's the Sean. Right on time. That dude's gonna proc my Enchantress, which probably doesn't have much use this matchup, so it's fine by me. They have Bar, but the thing to note about that, so they do have a Killmonger most likely. They're running Nova, right? We'll just tempo out this Gladiator here. Oh, I could also play this Mobius. I'll go Mobius first and then maybe a Gladiator. Now it's awkward because I don't really ever have something for here. Like said, if I do pull a Legion, I could throw it onto Bar. Actually win that way. But they do know I have a Legion. Good players to Killmonger. I'm just gonna do it. I don't have anything better to do. Alright. What I do have to make sure is that they go up by more than 7 here. Which they are. Alright, I'm gonna snap them here. Full pass. I'm gonna try and pull off this Legion trees. Much less effective when they know you have it, but if I were to play it right now, it'd be a tie game, right? Unless they went Deathlock on their own cards. I think if I snap early, maybe they won't see it coming on turn 6. Not sure. Kind of wish I had a Sarah to do more of a fake out, but they still have one card I also don't know what it is as well. It's like a Galactus I could definitely lose. That being said, they are up 11 here and I'm 7 here, so even if they pass, I win. The way this board is currently set up. Brutus from Hub. Okay, cool. So we get to steal the game with the Legion on the bar. Classic Legion play. Steal 4 cubes, very nice. Alright, now we just need to win one of the next 5. We'll move on to the next round. Okay, X Mansion, a bit spooky as always. One thing a lot of people ask about this deck is what you can replace Gladiator with, and honestly, there's no solid answer to that. Gladiator is just a 2 power bigger than the next closest 3rd drop, and honestly, really 3 power bigger because you don't really want to run Swordmaster. Can both be used defensively with Sarah or offensively with here, just tempoing it out, and most of the time it's just a good card. Does make their death very cheap. So I will play this Mobius down over the Marvel for that reason. So maybe they don't get to play the death. If they play the death this turn, I can Shawn it next turn, right? And if they draw into it, I'll get to Mobius them. It will still cost 8. But yeah, I think the most realistic replacement for Gladiator is something like a Medusa, or just a solid card. Am I getting rid of Rickety Bridge? Think so. I'm probably just going Shawn Lizard. I have too much Destroy synergy for me to want to leave that bridge up. Medusa or another stat stick, you could try Polaris and just be down points. Obviously not the ideal situation to be in, down points, but I think Medusa messes with your Miss Marvel at least. And you do want to leave the spots open on the left and right for those tech cards like Shang-Chi and Enchantress. That's one reason why Gladiator does so well in here. And Maximus and Lizard. Because they don't interfere with your tech cards at all. They play here, I get the Titania. So yeah, I would try Medusa first. If you're not seeing any cost reduction decks, which I'd be very surprised by, or for some reason have Mobius, I do think Cosmo is an interesting inclusion. Because with this deck, you're able to both fight for and dodge priority. So if you're going the Cosmo game plan, you can fight for priority of Miss Marvel. Or if you're just going the normal tech game plan, Shang-Chi Lizard, you can like do Sarah and like not play for your Miss Marvel lands, right? You can the way you dodge priority is not playing into your Miss Marvel, just playing middle. And that's a completely fine way to play. Combination of both are very solid. Yeah, so they just play for right, and we have the Sean for middle. Close out the game. Very solid, not the most collection complete deck. Unpressed win, but hopefully you got some more idea about the deck. Alright, I'll catch you in the next game. Yeah, third game with our Infinity Conquest of Sarah. We're facing another non Thanos deck. I'm surprised I've not run into Thanos yet. I feel like that would be one of the more popular archetypes. Although when I was looking, the most popular are Loki, Lockdown, and Shinnot. From my experience, I've only run into Shinnot so far. Oh, and Destroy. Destroy is interesting because it's one of the more popular ones, if not like the most popular. Yeah, here's a Destroy deck. But it has really poor stats. They do snipe my Shadow King, which is really nice in this matchup, especially with an Aquana Embassy. I do get Mobius to deny them the Wrath though, but it doesn't look like I'll be collecting the Wrath for myself. They go for a Wave, very interesting. Makes me think it's a Galactus deck. But we did Mobius them. I'll go Sarah here. If they don't fill, maybe I'll snap. Wave could mean a lot of things here. Yeah, they do go for a fill, but that will cost the full cost for them. They will get a large null though, and they can't play out a 6-drop this turn. I'm hoping for... what can I play here? I'm gonna play Legion here, because it's gonna buff up all my cards by a significant amount, and all my cards are cheaper, right? I might snap this too. Because I'm just gonna drop 10 power Maximuses and Lizards here. And I don't think they're gonna see this coming. It is a little bit spooky if they drop a Knull on the right, because that means I could get soloed. I'll have to guess. Yeah, this does buff their hands too. I think I get more value than they do. They do have priority, but they're almost never going to solo because it would be a 50-50, right? I get to go and just stack some big stats here. Gladiator into this lane. For a late Killmonger. Actually, okay, Killmonger we can't play. Maximus. 21 here, 19 here, Shang plus 9 here. Seems pretty decent to me. They're snapping back. Intriguing. Okay, we'll Maximus them first and then do this. Alright, let's play it for 8. Off the back of the cheese. I can't see what they would do here. That would kill me. But maybe I'll find out. The only thing I can think of is if they do go for like this 50-50. Mystique. Ooh, that's spicy. A Venom. Yeah, there's a world where this could have got me. I will say I probably should have played out this Gladiator before the Shang-Chi in case I hit. In case I hit a solo. But I don't know if that's something I should have thought about. Right, because if it's Zola this Mystique, I definitely could have lost. And that would have definitely been a stylish way to lose. But yeah, still just put out a ton of stats. They're running a Mystique Knull magic deck, so it looks like it's a combo Knull deck. This is something I played a long time ago. Sometimes you even run Invisible Man and like Taskmaster stuff. And you just kind of choose your opponent. We do run a Legion for their magic though. And yeah, we are able to steal 8 cubes, which is kind of important. Their deck is pretty reliant on getting like 8 cubes off of you with sneaky stuff like what they just did. The Venom, Knull stuff. They're going for an early snap here. I like my hand a lot. It's only 1 extra cube, so I'm definitely going to stay. I can Legion the Spar if I'm ahead on turn 5 or 6. I do think I'm just going to place Killmonger out early because I actually don't want to Killmonger their X23 and Yondu, right? So playing out early with priority just to put out 3 power is good enough for me. Okay, they do have X23. Makes sense, makes sense. I'm just going to take advantage and Enchantress Lizard, try and get ahead that way. And then probably go for Sarah and hopefully maintain priority for Legion. If I maintain prior this turn, maybe I'll go for the Legion. Oh, it's a bit spooky. I think I just go for this Enchantress here. Maximus Shadow King does not seem good. Don't want to give them cards. No, it would really only give them 1 card. Power Venom. Does go into the bar, which is pretty unfortunate. He said Knull Zola does not do a lot here. I do have a nice Shadow King for over here. I think I'm just gonna go Sarah, play it here so we tie. And I can always go Legion mid and then max, right? Too, right? This seems reasonable to me. They play for an extra turn. Sure. I'm gonna end this early. Just Legion, Maximus, Shadow King. That is cute. Miss Marvel would have been great to have out earlier. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and win left and right. This puts me up a little bit here. This puts me up here. I'd see a Knull here, and this should beat that. Wherever they put their Knull. Yeah. Alright. Able to close out the Destroy combo deck. Really intriguing deck. I wonder what else they had in their top end. So we did miss out about it. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, we are getting into round 4 of our Sarah Control Infinity Conquest. This time we are playing Bricked, and they are not a Thanos deck. Once again. They play into Vormir, it's another Destroy deck. I'm actually surprised that we've seen only Destroy, but it doesn't shock me because Selene did come out today. And there are a lot of Selene decks going around. In fact, my first Infinity Conquest was done with Selene. If you're watching this, it's probably much later, since I do believe I posted that Infinity deck. Interesting thing with Olympia is I can get rid of my Gladiator outside if I draw Maximus at some point here. Do need something to eventually toss into Vormir, but not going to do that now. I'm just going to drop a Mobius mid here. Whoa! Yondu and Apocalypse are not Destroy, it looks like discard. That was not on my list of stuff I thought I would see here. Okay, I think I'm gonna throw down a Killmonger here, maybe down a Gladiator here. Eventually I think I want to go like Shadow King Legion here after a Sarah mid. Let's play Gladiator here. Hopefully I get this Maximus. Actually, I'm almost guaranteed this Maximus, right? Oh my god, Colossus countered my Gladiator. Okay, they are away. We have a Sean. They have Morph and Forge. I am so lost. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. Colossus is not a card you see every day. That is the counter to my Gladiator. And the Morph is intriguing because it's really scary if it hits my Mobius, but everything else is mostly fine. I do maintain Prio here, which means I'm probably snapping this. Oh. Alright, never mind. Could go this. I don't think it makes sense to end the game now, to be honest. What is this deck, huh? Okay, I mean, the way I could win is just this. Say that. Oh, sorry, it has to be the other way around. 12 mid. Does lose to their Apocalypse. Maybe like this? 17 here, 15 here. Right. Steal 4 cubes. I think since I wrote that so long, they realized I probably ought to wait to turn off this limbo. I just needed to figure out how to be a 12 power APOC wherever it is, and I was able to get up 13 on the left there. Okay, Cosmo, also something I'm gonna have to try and dodge. Because a lot of my deck are tech cards. Okay, Zabu makes it so I can't get into Crimson Cosmos. I'm actually gonna hold Zabu here. At least until I get a Miss Marvel or a Legion. Take out my Gladiator. I feel like there's still a Destroy deck with this Yondu. I honestly don't know for sure. I'm gonna proactively play that Killmonger here. Magneto helps me get to mid, which is intriguing. Have this Apocalypse, 12 power. This Mobius down. They seem to really like my cards. This feels like a low collection level player. That being said, they do have just the most random deck ever. This turns off a lot of my cards. I guess I just Enchantress it. I don't know what's going on, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so they have a 16 power Apocalypse. Colossus, which avoids sewer system. Crazy. Miss Marvel, Legion. Oh. I mean, I can beat their APOC by doing this. I think we're gonna do this for 1 cube. I feel like at this point they're trying to distract me. I could also Magneto here. I think that's worse. Let's just beat the one APOC, yeah. Oh, I should have swapped these two. Oops. That was a misplay. I thought Zabu was gonna put me one over here. Alright. Yeah, my opponent's distracting me. Alright, where were we focusing? I muted them. Let's focus up, That was really dumb. Because I could have swapped it. And actually that still wouldn't win, right? I probably should have just gone for the Magneto game plan. Alright, they have one of these 3 cards. They do run Enchantress, which means I should be careful with Miss Marvel. Probably go for Killmonger on curve if they play any 1-drops here. Instead they give me some cards, which is nice, I suppose. Yeah, I'm still just gonna Killmonger on curve. I do want to deny them the Sway Heart Room. Hand does not allow me to do so. Just gonna drop an Enchantress. And then Sarah there. Wow, they dumped a lot. Morph. It's Gladiator, which is gonna hit Shadow King. Unfortunately, that doesn't get me the cards I want. How do you get rid of my Legion? I get 13. Switch me to 17. Plus 5. It's 22. Guaranteed to draw Sean. I think I stay. But this costume is spooky. I think I stay for 4 here with the Sarah coming up. And being guaranteed this Miss Marvel win on the left here. Alright, so I can go here. I'll be winning here by 1. Oh, actually I can't play out nearly as many cards as I thought I'd be able to. That being said, I think this still wins it. Could play them both here. Just depends where I think they're dropping their guy, right? If they drop Maximus here, it's only 10. So I think this is a play. Alright, let's send it. Alright, they just played from mid, thinking that they're gonna win left, so I get to steal the game here, assuming we don't pull anything terrible on the right. Which we don't. Alright, cool. Yeah, Miss Marvel there, giving us some cubes because they thought that I had no way to win the left here. Really, I was setting up the entire time. Okay. This is something I talk about in stream a lot though. Having random cards is honestly like one of the scariest things facing as a deck builder. Losing Sarah sucks. I can fight for here since I have Gladiator. Enchantress. I think this just goes over here. Just because it's like, what are their last 3 cards, right? Realistically, almost anything fits in their deck. Forge, not the ideal pull, it does buff their next card. They're running a strong guy discard deck. That's crazy to me, man. They do have Enchantress, I need to remember, so this isn't really gonna do too much mid. I just drop my own Enchantress here. Hope I draw a Legion, I guess. Phil on the right here. Guessing for APOC, yeah.
I am reborn.
Cosmo. Sure. Are they gonna play something mid this turn? No Legion, definitely a feels bad here. So they don't. I'm winning the sides. I'm a little bit confused, I'll be honest. I think I'm winning this, but I don't think I can snap it. I'm fighting for left and right here. I have priority. I also just have more power. Right, they only discarded it once, so it's 12. And I have 9 plus 5 here. Don't think there's a way to empty their hand with APOC being one of the cards in hand, so just play it out. I think if I snap they always leave, so I don't snap here. Just take the 2. I guess it is kind of a free snap since we're going to high stakes. Since even if they leave, it'd still be the same outcome. They have an abomination. So we are bullying a low collection level player. But they do understand some of the fundamentals of the game, which makes it tricky, honestly. I don't want to play this on curve. I'll probably play Killmonger on curve. They can play Colossus into Death's Domain. So they do have a way to win there. I was thinking like I can Legion it eventually, but that'll only work if I win the side lanes. More likely than not, I'll Legion it away and play like a Maximus in there on the final turn. And we wait. There's Yondu. Do they have a death in their deck or something? Killing the Yondu to me is wild. If you don't have like a death or null in your deck. I believe this is 6 power. Yeah, I can do this into Sean, into Sarah, to a potential Legion. They can have a Cosmo. In the case they do have a Cosmo, probably just tempo the Enchantress. Yes, okay. Play out Sarah, and hopefully we'll be able to play out Blizzard and Maximus and Legion mid, maybe? It is pretty tough to gain priority here though. Yeah, I never have priority here. So I just go Legion on the left here and play into Lizard into Death's Domain. You head in every lane. 6 here means they need to play 6 here, which means 24. They need to play 5 here at least. I don't think they can play 5 here and play enough over here. No, they cannot. Yeah, they just go all in over there. But unfortunately for me, I can play mid. Yeah, unfortunately, emailed too much, but GG opponent if you are GGing me. Yeah, once we stop getting distracted, we're able to close that out. Versus their discard low pool deck. Yeah, going into the final game of our Infinity Conquest. Playing an unlucky player. Hopefully they'll be unlucky this game. And they are not playing a Thanos deck. Looks like they're Iceman. So I would guess run-in or a bounce style list. Both cases we have a Mobius here. Silk is intriguing. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what that means. Just be a tempo stats list. Mobius does get rid of their Iceman reductions. Get sort of any sort of lockdown actually is likely what this is, right? So lockdown's an interesting matchup because we do want to fight for the locked locations. But I can also unlock them with legions. Went for a Nebula and a Negasonic. Oof. That being said, I can go for a last turn Killmonger with Miss Marvel potentially giving me the power I need. Can also just go for a quick Legion here and just reopen it. I'm gonna go for a Miss Marvel here. And my Enchantress. They play Cosmo. Which does mean I have to play middle here. If I do go Eliath, I beat Eliath. I lose to Magneto. So I can't really snap. Play this over here last, but there's Silk mid. I think I play this out for 1 cube. Yeah, them having priority is pretty scary. Ham Iceman. Intriguing. They play their own Miss Marvel. Which is not going to buff the... Ooh, I should have... Okay. We want a 50-50 there. If Silk goes left, I do lose there. But I couldn't order it the other way because then Silk would come back here and I'd lose here and here, right? Yeah, they Storm and Negasonic does have anti-synergy with their Miss Marvel. But we do have good synergy against their Spider Ham. Because we do have Mobius. So that might be pretty crucial here. No reason to double the Zabu. I think I'm just gonna play Zabu over here. And then double this Miss Marvel. Okay, Treff. So yeah, it looks like a low to the ground. I don't even know what to call this. Just like lockdown scam, I guess. Legion's really good here. Can take advantage of the Limbo. This is close to snap here, honestly. I don't see there's much they can do. They could play a Negasonic this turn, which would kill one of my guys. But instead they elect to Storm. Also a bit spooky, because it does seem like they utilize the Storm lane pretty well. Being said, I do have a couple ways to reopen it. Yeah, I'm just gonna play Mobius here. Since high priority. And then I might just reopen it with Washington, DC. Depends what they play. They play their own Miss Marvel. Yeah, I'm gonna reopen this. Middle lane. Without getting rid of Limbo. Do this into Sarah. Vision. That's spooky. So like a bunch of stuff on the last turn. I will have to watch out for a Negasonic again. I think this goes middle. Most likely they'll Negasonic there. They go for a Magneto, yikes. Good to know that they have that, but it does lose me the game most likely here. So I don't really have a consistent way to win here. Alright, we'll leave for one. Just lose to a Dr. Doom, right? Or Eliath. I'd assume a Dr. Doom is their top end, since that complements the Magneto pretty well.
Escaped.
Right, and Cosmo blocks their Eliath. Feels like that would round out their deck very well. Could hit my Sean, but does only hit the Magneto, which I only put in the last turn, so something I can live without. That being said, Shadow King does nothing, so I think I'm just gonna play it out proactively. Just we have Killmonger in hand. I'm never gonna need to worry about Nebula, right? Unless I think I'll get it Cosmoed. Play Mobius here. Consider snapping. I'm gonna play it here, since they're most likely to play it mid, right? Expecting me to stop the Nebula from growing. Now I kinda need to do this, right? And then I have to play around Magneto again. Alright, It's actually a significantly more difficult matchup than I thought I was dealing with here. I'm winning mid unless I get pulled out of mid. He said, I think I still just snap it here. I like my hand a lot. I should maintain priority. So if I play vision here, I lose it. Iron Lad is their last card. That's crazy. Play this here. Play you here. Play you here is winning. This beats everything except for Cosmo. Gotta snap it. They play a Cosmo on the right, they could get me. I know they could play Negasonic on the left, but I believe I still beat that. Yeah, so they were trying to 50-50 this Killmonger, right? As long as I don't pull Magneto here, I win. Oh, or Vision. But I still win. Wait, because this doesn't win here. Because they're both 3 costs. They lost their Miss Marvel both. So even though I lost this Gladiator, absolutely awful flip. Holy. I thought the Miss Marvel animation was reflipping because of the Killmonger. There's been some weird bugs with that whenever stuff dies. Alright, this means their Magneto will pull me in there for a note. So I need to play 3 and 4s over there if I want to play around that. Iceman hits the Sarah, so I need Mobius here to be in this game. Yeah, just play a Killmonger on curve here. And then maybe I'll play into Vibranium Mines next turn. If I get Cosmode here, it feels bad. Negasonic is fine. Go this into Sarah. Into some nonsense maybe. Maybe into like Legion mid.
Wind, aid my hand.
What are they doing here? And can I win it with Legion? And Pig. The issue of Legion and Pig is I feel like that just loses to Chuff, right? So I'm not gonna do it. It's tempting. I think I just dump 9 power in there since I'll beat the Vision plus Magneto. I'll have 11. I still need to top deck something if I want to beat Magneto. Actually, let's just put Sarah there and let's hold the Pig because I can Legion here, right? They also can't add power there. See what they're playing. Maybe that was incorrect. Because now the best I can do is this. Like 13, 14. They can't move this. So this should win. Unless they play Cosmo middle. Maybe a Zabu middle. Can I just play this for 2? They go for the Magneto, but it's not enough. I can't lose this Gladiator flip this time, thankfully. Oh, I guess it could have hit a mine, which would have been 16 for them, but I still would beat that. Yeah, I would have had 18. Alright, so now I just need to not lose 5 in a row. So just play out good games, Marvel Snap. Don't have to think about snapping too much or trying to bait them or anything like that. Basically, in the ideal situation, we're in a high stakes round versus a deck that we know all the cards, and we're basically up 10 to 2. 9 technically, but 9 is the same in high stakes. Right? Deep space means I can just Gladiator there safely, or Maximus there. Like I said, I think I need to shrink the Nebula with no way to kill it in hand. Like Negasonic or a Cosmo here, so it's a Druff, which is fine. Just want to draw Blizzard here while I have time, Maximus here, and Sarah here. If they play a Negasonic, I'm in a weird spot. Cosmo. I need Blizzard to live. Okay, we do get it to live. Okay. Honestly, Negasonic is way more brutal than like a Vision. Kind of hoping for the Vision here. Expecting. Actually, we have priority, so yeah, we dodged Negasonic here, which is perfect. We see their Miss Marvel, which is fine by me. I can try and figure out where my Miss Marvel is going, right? Unfortunately, 10 here isn't actually enough to win here. So I do have to play for this danger room. Plus 10 middle. 13 here. Just need my stuff not to die. Shang first for fun. Alright, danger room. We'll go to 24 if all my stuff lives in danger room, or 13 in danger room if they live. Let me say, if my stuff dies in danger room, they can pull me out of deep space. They played on the left. Ooh, do they go to 25 here? Because they moved the Jeff, probably, right? Oh no, wait, they turned off the Miss Marvel because of the Silk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we're good, because if they move Jeff, right, the Silk's also 2 cost. Yeah. We do close that out versus Lockdown, and that's honestly why I like this deck so much, right? It's because of your ability to change your game plan from being a counter deck, which is good into a ton of decks out there, or into lockdown, which is normally built to beat these Sarah decks, right? They don't have stuff you can counter. They're just trying to prevent your opponent from playing and play like big stuff that like dodges these tech cards. But we're able to kind of beat them at their own game by just running bigger stuff that maybe has some downside, but we're able to negate that. Like Blizzard, for example, and then also having our own Miss Marvel and Legion. Okay, there we go. That's an Infinity Conquest. Hope you enjoyed. I think we got definitely an interesting set of matches, but I think it definitely shows that this deck is super resilient into pretty much anything. And honestly, probably one of the most powerful decks in the format, in my opinion. Like, the comparison of this to the other run, I feel like should be super clear. When I say the other run, I mean the run I did right before, which was Clog. As far as like how we were able just to dismantle our opponents.